welcome back my gardening friends. Well, we're on plot 3 in the fruit cage and it's the jobs for April. It's April 2nd today and we're also going to be doing a vegetable harvest, what we've got, and not a lot to do in the fruit cage. I'm going to leave it a little bit longer before I pull out all these baby blackcurrants. A little bit hard to pick up at the moment, and then we might just remulch it. But as you can see, very easy to propagate. If you don't want, if you're prepared to wait and you don't want to take a cutting, you can take the cuttings over winter, pop them in the ground and just leave them to see if they actually grow. Take them up after a couple of years and move them to where you want to, like I did with this white currant. I put 3 in the ground and got one good one, so well worth doing. I'll probably get a little harvest off that this year. I'll continue to collect wood chips, but I've moved things out the way, piled it up elsewhere. I've got to find now where to put some of the bits and bobs. We chuck everything here, there and everywhere. We've got a few things growing, but last couple of frosts, maybe April 2nd, April 3rd, off out gritting tonight on April 2nd, possibly the last one, but we might be out the following night. Asparagus is coming through nicely, so we'll have a little harvest today. There's some nice chunky ones and there's some nice skinny ones, but I'll cut the skinny ones down, take those, because we want to encourage it to keep producing. And we'll harvest for 6 to 7 weeks once we start. It's been in long enough now. I growed these from seed, my own asparagus that come up as a volunteer on plot 1. So it's been long enough now for me to say I can take as much as I want, and then we leave it to go to fern and grow nice and tall to replenish the crowns. I want to use the old strops and to put round it to support all the big ferns, exactly like we've done in the fruit cage. That'll make it nice and tidy for me to walk around. We'll take some more carrots, and then we need to start preparing the bed for the next lot of carrots. Just a complete rotation. And there'll be a lot of cocoa coir in there. We'll remove that and use that elsewhere, because the cocoa coir was the actual insulator. It's worked really well this year. These temporary compost bins are working well. Just bought a few more apples back. We need to tidy this bed, and we need to remove all the bulbs and flowers that are growing in here, because some of this soil came from home, and as you can see it's dropped down about 6 to 8 inches. We need to top this one up, possibly using some of this material here if it's broke down enough. The claret and purple sprouting broccoli is now ready, and the beds do need a little bit of a weed. That's all I do when I'm about, is just pick one bed at a time and clear the weeds. So much better than just leaving it till the last minute. The parsnips want to grow, so we might have to take all those out today and share them with the family. And then we can prepare this bed, which is next to it. It's already been rejuvenated. We've already put the manure in, liquid manure, into the bottom to rejuvenate the manure layer, so those tap roots go down. I've had some decent parsnips this year, not many have forked. So we'll be getting this sorted in April, and all the other remaining beds that have got the cardboard on. You see I've dumped everything everywhere, guys. I'll be applying super soil in April to all the beds this year. We had real success with it, and the comparison did show that the vegetables did grow better with an application of super soil. I'll be filling the long roots up. There'll be 8 long roots here. We normally do carrot, parsnip, beetroot and radish for the Malvern Autumn Show. The material's ready, just need to fill them up now. And like I say fill them, I'm not going to fill them so full. And then we consider getting the water timer up and running, and we'll be ready to sow the seeds in a few weeks' time. We're in the Polytunnel now, and we've been doing the Polytunnel build now for a couple of years. We're almost there, got the side windows in. I'm going to try and do the tape, the hot tape for the outside metal pipes, and then I can try and put the inner plastic in. I'm going to hope to try and do that April stroke beginning of May. Here are some of the potatoes that we've already got in the ground. They're not showing yet, thank goodness. Oh, he says, look, doesn't take them long, look. And with this frost tonight, just need to cover those up. I got caught out once before. And the soil that we have took out of these raised beds in the Polytunnel needs topping up, but these will be for some of my giant vegetables. And I was going to take these out this year, but they'll probably end up staying. We haven't got time. Been doing a lot of DIY at home. I'll give you an update on that when I do the garden makeover, the back garden at home. And I'm so glad that I've put a pipe in there siphoning water from the outside barrels. This will warm up nicely, whether it's a little bit warmer than outside at the moment. It's out of the sunshine, so probably not, but in the summer this water will be at the nice temperature to water our plants without them getting any shock from any cold water that we get from outside. But 8 inches of wood chips does make a massive difference. If I was short of wood chips, 3 or 4 year old wood chips, I'd be harvesting those, but what I do is scrape these back and then harvest any when I actually need them. But we've got quite a few bags at the moment to help us fill the beds. There's some of the carrots that we sowed on the 18th of February. Coming through nicely now. Now I've just weeded this one so I can get another sowing in of the similar carrots, and then I need to fill these, and those wicks will draw the moisture from out of the barrels and hopefully keep them nice and moist. And I've been using that there to keep a little bit of the warmth in and the moisture. You can see maybe there where it's been overhanging, that's a little bit wetter than that is there. And we want the tap roots to go straight down now, so we shan't have to water these again. The crimson broad beans are just suffering with a little bit of wind scorch and the cold. They're pretty hardy and hopefully more black fly resistant than the ordinary broad beans I normally grow. Just can't quite think what they're called at the moment. Bunyard's Exhibition, am I right? And there's all the wood chips that we took out of the fruit cage. We took all the weed membrane out because it was all that little black stringy stuff, it was getting everywhere. So it's all out now, and a good nice layer of wood chips. I need to put some more in, thicken it up a little bit more. But it's well worth having wood chips in your path and harvesting them every so often once they're well rotted. The giant cabbage cage, it's all ready to go, all nice and prepped. We've got a door on, we can get in and out a lot easier now. Wood chips, a little bit of couch grass coming up through there from outside, just need to get on top of that before it gets any worse, but plenty of mulching does help to stop the weeds. And got quite a few strawberries growing at the back. They must have been the runners, didn't see them before. Yeah, so I was glad I got that door done. These jobs don't take long, but it's just finding the time to do them. plenty of compost that we find that's unscrupulously dumped by the cannabis growers to help fill the beds. And there's more. And then there's more. That's the last lot. But yeah, makes a difference when filling the beds. Be using that to fill these beds, using whatever I've got, wood chips, leaf mould, my last year's homemade compost. I bought some more plastic pipe. A company sent me some netting to review, so I'm looking forward to creating a structure just to protect the giant vegetables here. This used to be the Wildflower Wildlife Garden, and it's had loads and loads of compost on over the years as mulches, and that soil will also be added to the mixes because there's a frost coming. I've topped all the potatoes up, just heaped them up for now, and because this one is romping away, we'll just put that over the top. I've just got to remember to take it off, as it'll go all yellow and start getting leggy. Not as if it ain't leggy enough as it is. One of the biggest jobs in April for me is getting all this out. There must be 1,200 litres, maybe 1,000 litres, I don't know, it doesn't matter, of good material to mix with the rest to fill all the pots for the ones in the gravity wick guttering system in here. And all my potatoes need planting in those cloth bags. I've got a nice cheap big bag of Charlotte potatoes, and they hadn't really chitted much, but they were a good price, so couldn't help myself. Now it says Charlotte, now I think they were Swift, so I'll be planting those this month. Some people, I've planted potatoes early, but the main ones will go in April for me, because the last frost is around about the last week or halfway through May. Like I said before, I got caught out last year. I've got 4 more of these smaller pallet collars. I'll bring it this way, I'll get those filled up. Again, I might put some strawberry plants in there maybe, and then the giant potatoes are going to be going in those 2 barrels there, and all the way along here. The variety is Condor, and it has grew the world record biggest potato, which I'd like to have a nice big potato to take to Malvern. It'd be nice to get some big spuds for a change, because growing in containers they do tend to be a wee bit smaller. But just a bit of temporary wood, a few pegs holding the soil together, and eventually, no doubt, when I get some more pallet collars, it'll be all changed. I may need to consider getting this netted up. I'm going to put green netting on the right hand side over the top, and then down the front I'm going to use the same netting that's on my fruit cage, so the pollinators can get in, but the birds kept out. The blackbirds are a right nightmare eating our strawberries. It's bad enough battling the slugs. You don't want a slug in your mouth, do you guys? And as often as we can, we'll start collecting the manure, and this is in a manure runoff bin, so any juices come out the bottom. I must empty that before the juices start flowing. Don't want it overflowing. I need to get better access there, so that's a little job I need to get done. Dig it all out so I can just slide it out and pour it into the main barrels at the top of the plot there. And finally, I will be sharing my experiences and knowledge of using cardboard rolls. Some say that the white isn't brilliant, just stick to the brown, but we get what we get these days, and I'll be telling you what you can and can't sew in them, But a lot of these seeds are all saved. A lot of them are from fellow creators or viewers. Massive thank you to Bill and Val for the Pongos, Kent Blue and Need Plus Ultra, and Thompson and Morgan, who send me free seeds because they use my videos in their masterclass blog. I must put these away in a sealed metal tin so that the mice don't get them, but I'll be showing you this during April. So this is where I had my carrots. Rats didn't find them. Yes, it's a bit big, but I can also grow brassicas in here, so let's stick to the same size, and everything fits everything else. They're not too bad. Some are going rotten at the top, full of worms, but there's still a good bit of carrot there, and of course we've got one that's gone funny shapes. They just started to get the little hairs on them now. They're trying to regrow, but like you say, some of them are gone a bit rotten, but they've been in the ground since May last year, so we mustn't grumble. So let's have a little look, see what they look like. Very hairy, still very solid, so can't grumble with that. Even I can grow a small parsnip. I think I can leave those two in the ground. Ready for next weekend or in a couple of weeks' time. Get those cleaned up. Pleased with those. So they were sown halfway through April last year. So this is the, where are we? Opria, brood balls, pearl leek, living leek, whatever you want to call it. I had that off Jason from Jason's Jungle. They didn't like the cold. But a lot of these have just come from smaller ones, and we just take them for spring onions, but obviously they've got quite a garlicky taste. But it's just a pity we had that really cold weather. I think they need protecting over the winter if they grow well again. So this is the purple sprouting broccoli, popping them into a container, and what I tend to do is harvest the top and then let these shoot out. There's lots in here. I'll take some off the other one, but these were probably sown 11 months ago. Probably I sowed them this time of the year, and it's surprising how long it takes, and people just give up on them, but you have to be patient. Pigeons love them as well. And most of the pigeons got a lot of this, but I've also taken the tops out of the sprouts. They're regrowing again. That'll be some nice greens. Need to cover those up again, else the pigeons will be having a feast, especially with this cold weather over the next couple of days. I'm going to take this asparagus, cut it off below the ground, and I'll harvest a little bit more. I'll try and put that into a plastic bag to stop it losing too much moisture and keep it fresh before we get home. It'll go straight in the steamer. Lovely and tender. That's going to be nice. And this is my allotment sink where I wash my vegetables. It's connected to one of the IBCs, but as you can see, because of all the rain, it's filled up. Surprising how much rain we've had here in the Midlands in March. All that water gets put back into the beds with all the muck in it. No waste here. A toilet brush has got more than one use, you know. A nice little harvest. I'll be going on the evenings. I'm going to be chitting. Yes, chitting my seeds. Some you can, some you can't. I'll be going through that with you as well. But as always, I'm way behind. But they always catch up. Thumbs up or thumbs down for the interaction. Please leave me a comment, join in with the comments, let me know what you're doing in April. And it's a very busy time of the month because we want to get everything in and ready for when the beds warm up. And if you like the content, please consider subscribing. It doesn't cost nothing, you just got to listen to me waffle on now and again. Happy gardening to you all. Till next time, my friends. Ta-ra for now.